When I stopped working as an attorney due to disability several years ago, along with my career, I lost a lot of my sense of self-worth. I had internalized this binary thinking that told me I was no longer a productive member of society and that rest was only acceptable if I'd earned it or if it increased my ability to work. So when it became clear that no amount of rest was going to get me back to working full-time, it generated a lot of shame for me. Even though I was doing plenty, volunteering when I could, learning to manage several chronic conditions, I couldn't see it as productive in the same way working at a job was. I tried to find community in activist spaces, but they were frequently inaccessible and far too often replicated the same norms of urgency, perfection, and self-sacrifice. For a long time, I was pretty isolated. Of course, it wasn't just me. The way we do it, it's not the only way. Torah gives us a glimpse of something different. Shemitah shows us that rest and productivity are so deeply intertwined, they're really inseparable. The land's Sabbath of complete rest. It's not a doing nothing rest. It's a break from being labored upon by human beings. The long-term sustainability of both the people and the land depend on this rest. The Shemitah year allows for the land to return to its natural rhythm and pace, and the people learn to live alongside the land, eating whatever the land produces naturally. This rest, we are told, is a holy rest, a Sabbath of the Lord. Resting might look different for all of us, and we might all need different amounts and types of rest, but we all do need it. Think about it. So much happens during rest. Rest is when the dreaming happens. Rest is when we integrate our experiences. It's when we, like the land, return to ourselves and when we renew ourselves. Rest is not an alternative to productivity. Rest is a critical part of productivity. And if we want movements and communities and lives that are more sustainable and more productive, then we need to build in, from the very foundation, space and flexibility for all the kinds of rest and all the kinds of healing that bring us closer to our true selves. This process of returning to myself has played a key part in recovering my own sense of self-worth, and Kol Tzedek has played a big part in that. I began attending Shabbat services regularly for the first time since I was a kid, when expanded virtual access made that possible for me here. I've been surprised at how easily my body and mind eased into the rhythms of Jewish time. I've become part of a close-knit community of deaf, disabled, and neurodivergent folks who support one another and work with the larger KT community to make it more accessible for everyone. Access to community like this has made a huge difference in how I think about myself. That toxic binary thinking, those ableist lies that I had internalized about rest and productivity, they take up less and less space in my head. I used to wonder, how can I change myself? How can I work harder to be part of a community? Now I think, how can we build this community so that people like me can be full participating members just as we are? There's no one I'd rather be building with than all of you. Lashana Tova.